Okay, so this is the exercise 7 for chapter 6 for accounting. And I'll just show you the problem right quick here. So what we're supposed to be doing is calculating a weighted average unit cost, at least for the first part, of the group or corporation. So we're in Excel. We've got it all set up right here. We've got our inventory at the start of June, everything. So we're all set up, ready to go. And so to start off with, you have to first find what the weighted average unit cost is for this corporation. And so the way we do that is we add up the total cost and divide that by the number of units, and that'll give us an average weighted cost. So we'll do that right here. This plus this plus that. So it gives us, actually, paste that right here so we can have it for future reference. And just do the same in this column, again for future reference because we'll need it for the rest of the problems. There we go. That's what we need. So, as I said, we'll need to take the total cost and divide that by the total number of units, and that will give us our total average cost. But as it reads in the information, we need this to be out to three decimals. And so we'll just go in to 3 decimals. So the weighted average unit cost is 6.135. And when we check our answer in Wiley, we see that is correct. So we'll scroll down to the second part of it, where it says to compute the cost of ending inventory and the cost of goods sold under the FIFO, LIFO, and the average cost. And so we'll go through and we'll solve for all of those. And again, still use this in Excel. You can really solve this either one of two ways, since this is all basic algebra. What works one way will work the other way. It's really quite nice. Start off with here in the FIFO, as we learned in the reading, that means first in, first out. We see here our ending inventory was 225 when our total units in production 5. So, right quick, how many had ending? So 470 units, just the total we used between the month of June. We used 400 or sold 470 units. And so we're going to work backwards. Well, we'll work forward since we're going from first in, first out. 470 minus the 120, because it was one of the first ones we had in our inventory. And that leaves us with 350 units that we still have to use. And so we'll gather the rest of that from our second purchase here on June 12th. And so that's how many units we, from June 12th that we used, was the 350. So times that by the cost we were charged from that time, and that'll give us $2,100 that we from the charging on June 12th. We'll add that to the cost from all 120 units that we had from the beginning. And this gives us $2,700. Now this is the cost of goods sold because this is what we actually used. And this is the cost of the 470 units that we solved for earlier. So that answers part of the question, which was, as we see here, the total cost of goods sold was $2,700. And then to solve for the rest of that, the total cost minus the cost of goods sold, 1564, and this was the ending inventory cost. That was how much of the inventory we have left. This is what it cost us according to the FIFO system. That is, again, correct. So there's for FIFO. Now we'll go here to FIFO. We'll go through and we'll do the same kind of thing. Again, we have the 470 units that we used. It's because that's going to be the same throughout. And so, but instead of starting from the beginning, we're going to go from the end backwards. So we're going to go here. We'll go the 470. From that being the last of the ones we just purchased. That gives us 256 units that we'll use from the second to last purchase, which is again June 12th. And so again, we'll times that by its cost, which will give us $36. And again, that will be our cost of goods sold according to the LIFO system. That was the 1536. We'll still again use the algebraic equation of what goes forward goes backwards. And so we'll go the total cost minus the cost of goods sold to give us our cost of ending inventory. And we'll go back. Oh, I missed a step. Let's see here. Where did I miss? Just a sec. About this. I'm just trying to. Oh, that's what I missed. Sorry about that. So this is the cost of the goods we used from the second purchase. Sorry about that. So we'll go and add this cost to the rest of our cost. There we go. This is our total cost of goods sold. Forget what I had said earlier. My bad. And then, as we were doing, the total cost minus cost of goods sold gives us to 1230. That's better. Cost of goods sold was the 3034, and cost of ending inventory was 1230, as we got right here. I'm sorry again about that. Makes up. So the last one they like us to solve for is for the average cost. This one's going to be a little bit simpler because what we'll do for this one, in order to, we'll actually solve for the ending inventory first for this one. Just do, we'll take the ending unit, how much we have left in our inventory, we'll times that by the weighted average unit cost, 1380.432. But in the instructions, it did tell us that that will round this to the nearest whole number, so 1380. To give us our cost of goods sold. And we'll go back and we'll check. And once again, voila, everything balanced out just like it was supposed to. And so, just as kind of a summary, when it comes to the cost of ending inventory and the cost of goods sold, those two will add together to give us our total cost. So if you solve for one, you can always subtract it to solve for the other. So like, for example, I could have, for the FIFO and the LIFO, I could have gone through and solved for the cost of ending inventory and then subtracted that to get the total cost, the cost of goods sold. But for me, it was easier to work this way, and so that's why I did it this way. But if any of you have questions, feel free to ask, and thank you very much.